Let's start with a question. What's the first thing standing between you and a UX design job? Most people would say it's experience, a degree, or maybe interviews. But actually, before any of that happens, there's one thing you need first: a portfolio. And I'm not just saying that. I looked at current job postings at companies like Figma, Miro, and Anthropic, and their application forms all have one thing in common. They ask you to submit a portfolio website. Not a PDF, not a slide deck, not a Behance page, that specific format. So, despite all the conversations about AI and changing hiring trends, a portfolio is still one of the most important tools in your UX job search. So today, I'll show you how to build one that gets you through the door. This is a 3-part series where I will show you how you can build a portfolio, and today it's all about first impressions. Quick intro before we dig in. I'm Réka Nagy, product designer at UXfolio, and helping people build strong portfolios is literally my job. I talk to recruiters and hiring managers as research, I keep up with portfolio trends constantly, and over the years I've reviewed thousands of portfolios, including as a hiring managers. So everything in this video comes from what actually works on the other side. Let me show you how that side really thinks. The truth is, hiring managers don't read word by word, they filter. There are 3 levels of filters. If you don't pass one, they close a tab. Level 1 is first impressions and relevance. It's fast, around 30 seconds. That's when they check your homepage. And it's exactly what we're covering today. Level 2 is design skills and thinking. This is where they actually dig into your case studies and usually spend a few minutes on each. That's part 2 of this series. Level 3 is personality and team fit. They head to your about page to get a sense of the person behind the work. That's part 3. That's the roadmap for this series. Today, we're focusing on first impressions. I'll share what hiring managers are actually looking for when they land on your homepage. Then, I'll show you how to build one in UXfolio. The very first thing that shapes the first impression before visitors read a single word is your overall design. As a UX designer, your portfolio itself is a work sample, so styling sends a signal. Clean and restrained reads as confidence. Busy and inconsistent reads as someone who can't prioritize. Not what you want in a UX role. So, before we talk about content and structure, let's make sure your portfolio design is setting you up for success. We'll be building a UX portfolio for a fictional product designer called Maya Chen. I'm using UXfolio, a portfolio builder created specifically for UX designers and researchers. If you'd like to follow along, you'll find the link in the description. One of the biggest advantages is that you don't have to start from a blank page. You begin with a portfolio structure that's designed around what recruiters and hiring managers expect to see, and then you can customize it to match your style and work. The first place I go is the design panel, because this controls the look and feel across your entire portfolio. Here you set your fonts, your color palette, animations, buttons, your cursor, and so on. It's like a built-in design system for your portfolio. I'll start with the fonts. 2 fonts are usually enough. One distinctive font for your headings and an easy-to-read font for body text. I'll start by choosing one from the curated font pairs. As I switch between options, you will see everything update instantly across the entire portfolio, so you can quickly test different styles without touching each section individually. The Sora and Work Sans pairing works really well. Sora is a modern geometric font that feels confident without being loud, while Work Sans quietly supports it with strong readability. And if you want more control, you can always fine-tune each text style individually in the advanced settings. Let's move on to the colors. I'll also choose one of the built-in color palettes. You can pick from both light and dark mode options. I usually recommend going with a palette that has a strong accent color, so your buttons and key elements stand out right away. You can fully customize these palettes too, just like the textiles. If something doesn't feel right, you can simply click and tweak any color. And if you want to go further, you can even generate a completely new palette from a single hex code. So if you already have a personal brand color, or just a color you really love, you drop it in and you'll get multiple palette options based on it. But for this demo, I'll stick with the original palette we selected. You can also customize other elements in the design panel like buttons, social icons, and even cursors. But we'll come back to these a bit later. Now that our styles are set and we've got a strong first impression, let's move on to the first key component, something many designers tend to overlook, which is the navigation. Your navigation is how a recruiter moves through your portfolio. If they get lost, they tend to leave. There are two simple rules to keep in mind. First, keep it simple. Your core pages, home and about, are usually enough, with maybe a resume link or a way to contact you. Second, make sure your name or logo sits in the top corner and links back to your homepage. It helps recruiters always know whose portfolio they're looking at and gives them an easy way to return. A lot of designers spend too much time on a personal logo, thinking it will make their portfolio feel more professional. But hiring managers don't really care about logo design. A simple wordmark using your name is usually more effective. It's easier to recognize, reinforces your personal brand, and keeps the focus on what actually matters, your work. Now let's set up a navigation that does exactly that. You can edit every section in UXfolio the same way. Just click the edit icon in the right side toolbar. I start by choosing a layout and the style, then set up a few interactions. I want the navigation to be sticky, so it stays visible as a recruiter scrolls through the portfolio. I'll also add a subtle hover animation on the links to make it feel a bit more engaging. And that's basically it. The styling is done. Next, I'll add the name so it's immediately clear whose portfolio this is. With that, the navigation is ready and automatically applied across every page of the portfolio. Now let's move on to the hero section. This is everything visible before a recruiter scrolls. It's the heart of your first impression. It sets the stage for the story of your portfolio. Let's see how to make it work for you. The most important part is your headline, and this is where a lot of designers go wrong. I often see things like, "Hi, I'm a passionate creative thinker." That says nothing to a hiring manager. A great headline is specific. It tells exactly who you are, what you do, and why you are a good fit for the role. A good example would be, "I'm a UX designer with 5 years of experience designing healthcare apps." Now they know in 2 seconds whether you're a good fit. You can still show personality, but clarity and relevance should always come first. Now let's edit Maya's headline. I'll delete this placeholder and write our specific version. Product designer turning user insights into measurable growth. Right below, you can add the subtitle or a shorter bio to complement the headline. But keep it concise. Your full story belongs to your About page, not in your Hero section. To make Maya's differentiator, which is her specialization, measurable growth, even more obvious, I'll highlight these words with our accent color. Here's our color palette, so we can use our colors consistently everywhere. We can also use a custom color that's not in our palette if we want. If you want to guide visitors to your professional social media pages like LinkedIn, Behance, or Dribbble, you can add social icons here. But for now, I'll keep the headline simple and focused. Next, I'll add some subtle movement to the hero background. While content matters more than visual polish in a portfolio, a bit of visual interest can help you stand out in that first impression moment. This is not what makes recruiters hire you, but it makes them interested in you, which is a very good first step. Each section has its own background settings where you can choose from solid colors, gradients, images, and my personal favorite, animated backgrounds. These let you add subtle movement and interactions that bring the section to life. I'll go with this dotted grid background, which feels a bit like a whiteboard. Then I'll tweak the colors, and that's it. With that, Maya's hero section is ready. Let's move on to the most important part of your portfolio, the work section. This is where your case study cards live, and they act as the doorway to your actual work. Each card needs 3 things visible without clicking: a clear image of the work, a descriptive title, and a short description. The image should be just a teaser, 1 or 2 key screens presented in a high-quality mock-up with a background that matches the style of your portfolio. The title should clearly state what the project was about. One common mistake is just using the app or company name, like Duolingo case study. Unless it's a very well-known product, that doesn't tell a recruiter what you actually did or why it matters. Instead, focus on the problem or the outcome. For example, redesigning Duolingo's onboarding to increase activation. Then, the subtitle can add more context, like what you worked on exactly or a hint of the impact. A case study card like this makes recruiters want to click. Before designing the actual card, let's add the visual separator between the hero section and the work section. You can add new sections by clicking the plus icon. From there, you'll find pre-built sections designed specifically for UX portfolios. I'll go into the divider sections and add an animated text carousel. This adds a bit of movement and helps break up the page in a more dynamic way. You can fully customize the background and styling. I'll also tweak the content a little bit to fit this portfolio. Now let's focus on the case study cards themselves. I've already added 2 imaginary case studies for our fictional designer. When you add the case study in UXfolio, you instantly get a case study card with a thumbnail image that you can edit directly in the editor. First, I'll adjust the layout of this section. For just 2 or 3 projects, I prefer a simple list. This gives each card more space to breathe. Next, I'll add a background and tweak the colors to match the rest of the portfolio. I'll also add some labels. They're a great way to highlight key details like project type, year, device type, and more. They help guide recruiters toward the most relevant work. Then I'll set up a hover interaction for the cards, so it's clear that they're clickable. I like this subtle tilt effect. This adds a bit of playfulness without being distracting. Now, let's create some strong thumbnail images. You don't need to switch to another tool or hunt for device mockups in community files. Just open the thumbnail designer, pick your main device, and then choose from a range of layouts, device styles, and backgrounds. Let's edit the background. I'll go with the curated backgrounds and pick this glossy option. It pairs really nicely with our accent color. And just like that, we've got a polished thumbnail image ready to go. For the title, I'll change Clio to something more descriptive, designing an AI-powered setup experience for Clio. It's longer, but much more informative. For the description, I'll keep it short and focused on the impact, reducing setup time by 40% and increasing feature adoption through conversational onboarding. And if you don't have metrics, which is often the case with the school projects, just describe the challenge instead, like a speculative redesign making complex data scannable. Just like that, we've created a compelling case study card that actually makes recruiters want to click. Now we'll repeat the same steps for the second case study. This keeps everything consistent and helps the homepage feel cohesive. So here it is, the UX portfolio homepage we just built together. A simple navigation that makes the whole portfolio easy to move through, the specific headline that tells exactly who you are and what you do, case studies that back it up, clear titles, real outcomes, no mystery. So in about 30 seconds, a recruiter knows whether you're relevant for their role. Let's recap. Your homepage has one job: answer who you are, what you do, and why I should hire you in about 30 seconds. If you nail that, you're ahead of most portfolios out there. In part 2, we'll dig into the case studies. I'll show you how to structure them so recruiters read them all the way to the end. Subscribe if you don't want to miss it, and I'll see you in the next one.